Hang on. Hi, Serena. Okay. How are we doing now? Any sound now? Okay, we're here, live chat. Hello, hello. Let us know if you can hear us.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear us?
Here we go. Any sound? Okay.
Got sound now.
We got it. Okay. We just really had to just take it out and plug it back in. Okay, guys.
I guess.
I don't know. So if you can hear us. Oops. Here we go. Let me fix that. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Work with it. Okay, Donald, thanks. Let's see. Looking here.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Are you trying to pull it up?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we're newbies at this. We've never done it before.
I'm there. It's just my phone's not cooperating with chat. There we go. Okay. I think we're here now. Oh, guys, y'all are gonna have to give us some slack tonight. We're barely functioning. Right?
Yeah.
Hi, out in space. Okay, let me do this and that. Okay. We have had we've had a full weekend, and
2 grandsons since Friday afternoon.
yeah, but we have had most of the grandkids here this weekend, so our hearts are full, but we're exhausted. We're exhausted. So, and I mean, they just went home about a half hour ago. Yeah. So
during everybody's live. We had a house full of people. We
weren't on anybody's live.
Well, we were there, but we weren't there. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So Jack's saying, I just wanted to pop in, say hi, hello. I've been missing y'all, and now I say good night. God bless each of you. Yeah. Well, I hope you are feeling better, Jack. It sounds like you're having a slow recovery, but at least it's a recovery. I'm glad that you are feeling better.
Yeah.
Because you have had a time. I didn't get to hear any. I know you heard a little bit of the lives over the roar. But so I don't remember what Jack was saying, how he anyway, how he's doing, and
I didn't get to hear that part.
So. Okay. So, well, let's see. It was a busy, eventful week last week, and then we went into our very busy weekend. And so what's been going on out there with y'all? Because we have missed all the lives tonight, and we can update on our news from last week. So didn't go how last week, just did not go how I thought it was going to go. Do y'all ever have weeks like that? I know with work, obviously, that happens, but anyway, let's see. Okay. Goodness. Robbie, I was not. We were trying to eat some pizza. I think y'all were driving during your live. So let's see. Well, should we just start off with what we got last week? Hi, Joy.
Yep. She's a bona fide farm girl now.
Bona fide what?
You're a bona fide farm girl now.
I'm a bona fide, what is, I'm a sheep midwife is what I am. So what I am, we had a baby lamb last week. So, hi, Paul. And Lynn Farmoki, hi. We were just talking about how our week was very eventful last week. And of course, this weekend, we watched our two of our 4 grandbabies, but we ended up having, pretty much all the grandbabies here quite a bit over the weekend, but 2 of them stayed with us over the weekend. So their parents could have a weekend out, and
well, it was their anniversary.
Yeah, so it was very busy, very full, and we are very exhausted.
But what day did you have to pull that baby lamb?
It was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. So I had plans to go and do a few things and go pick up, run to Atwood's and grab some more straw and feed and whatever. But one thing led to another, and I knew that we knew that she was close. I mean, we've known for a week that she just started less and less movement, just looking miserable and big. And so sure enough, Wednesday, I don't know how much the story, but anyway, our young little ram lamb, which I call him, he will be a year old this month in June. Obviously he's old enough to be a father, be a dad. So he started, when I let them out in one of the bigger fields to graze, because we bring them up at night. So they stay, they just like to come up to the barn lean-to area at night. And then during the day, I let them back out. And he started chasing her about midday. I caught him chasing Blee, our one that's really heavy, pregnant. And I went out there and I kind of interrupted them.
Is that normal? Does
Yeah.
anybody know, is that normal?
Well, I have heard that you do not leave the ram in with your mamas and your newborns and, your little lambs and stuff. And so we plan to we've separated them. But I didn't know that if one of your ewes, or even if it was in goats, if they are like imminent, ready to deliver and go into labor, then our ram started chasing her and making her run and all of that. And so I caught it right off because I happened to be outside with our kids. They were over, and I stopped him. I went out there and kind of distracted them. And it's like, okay, I got to watch him, but I'm still trying to, visit with the kids and everybody. And I guess it was probably a little bit later. I don't know how long it was because time is a blur. But he started chasing her again. And it wasn't like he was trying to breed her. Nothing like that I saw. He was just chasing her. And so I went out there. And this time, though, I needed to get between them. And I know to be very careful right now because he's getting to be a year old. And so I'm not as trusting with him because rams can be so dangerous. He's still a short little guy, but he's strong enough. He's big enough, but so I picked up a stick real quick and I just had to maneuver to kind of keep him from getting to her. And then I was opening the gate and I was trying to get her into our field. And I was going to leave them out, but just get Blee away from him. Because I knew she was due any day. But anyway, it was probably about 20 minutes after that, where she started, I could tell she was started having contractions and going into labor. So the rest of the day, that was early in the day, noonish. And she ended up having that poor baby by about 6 o'clock that night. That's when he was born, and she had a little ram lamb. But she didn't have it without help. Our vet did not give us any help, unfortunately. So we are in the process of looking for a new ram, a vet, not a new ram yet. And then what's after that? We called a friend. My daughter was over here, and we called a friend. She knew of a vet student who was actually over at OSU at our ag university here in Oklahoma, and she was very helpful. And so after a good amount of time had gone by, a couple hours or so after water had broke and all that, she was pushing, making no headway. We kind of had to intervene. We meaning me. Monty was working.
Yeah.
So he misses all the fun. You miss all the fun, if that's what it's called.
I missed the tornadoes and I missed the lambing.
Yeah, the lambing, the birthing.
So
I know, and I don't know what's going on in here in chat. No, Lynn, they are not twins, and I am okay with that because really, this was so hard. And the little lamb, he was huge. He was huge when she finally. Of course, I was pulling, but on every contraction and staying with her. And the unfortunate part was we couldn't get her back over to her bay, to her jug is what they call it, her lean-to, her shelter, a bay, what I would say, where we can close her in. We couldn't get her over there because she had already started active labor and water had broke and all of that. She had picked a spot over behind the hay cradle, the feeder, and couldn't get her to move. So, and I didn't want to stress her out too much. And I'm just trying to wing it because trying to figure it out. None of the kids were in there with me helping, but they were good moral support and filming and getting me what I needed on the outside of the field. But anyway, the baby, we finally, after hours and hours of her, and we were watching for her exhaustion, for her to just, like, she was having a hard time standing up, halfway through this ordeal because she was so exhausted and not making any headway. But anyway, we got the head and the front legs out. We still could not get the baby out. He was so big. And it wasn't until we got down to like his hips is where, his back section is where he finally, with a couple of the last contractions, he finally came out. Now I'm pulling on her, during her contractions for this little guy. So just so stinking big. But anyway,
he's
good. And so is she. Oh my.
She's being a good mama.
She's a good mama. And, so back to Lynn's question, are they twins? No, we just had one, and it took about till 10 o'clock that night before we knew that, okay, she's not having another one. So depending on what they deliver and, after they have one.
As big as she was, we thought there were two.
We thought there were two, but then we saw how big he was. But I'm glad because this one was so long and so hard on her that I was exhausted, and I didn't know if I thought, I don't think she could have another one. Makes me a little nervous about Bet, because she's pregnant too, and we just don't know. She's the bigger of the two of them, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hi, John Goes Outdoors.
We met
Oxygen. Hi, Oxygen.
We met John at was that Mid-America? Yeah, it was at Mid-America. You follow.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Lynn, oh, are y'all is our grandbabies twins? No. No twins there. We just have, they're all about the same age. We've got a couple 4-year-olds and a couple 2-year-olds. Well, one's almost 2 and one just turned 2. So, 2-year-old and 4-year-old. So, still very energetic. Energetic. Oh, let's see. Well, we don't have that set up. Big Bros Tim donated. Yeah, we don't.
Robbie's taking care of stuff.
Okay, thank you, Robbie. Domestic chaos. Hello, a happy little plant. Okay. Hello, everybody. Yep. Dominique, we speak American. Yep, we're English. Well, we're American. Hello. No, we're not brother and sister.
Husband and wife.
Yep.
Dominic, Trump is not Jesus,
Nope.
but I hope he found him.
I hope he's found him. Yep. We like him, but Jesus is the number one. He's our Lord and Savior. I don't know.
You're way behind.
Am I way behind, guys?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to
I've already said hi to Paul.
Hi, Paul. Okay. Hello, everybody. If we haven't, and I hope, that Robbie is. Do you want to run that? And I'll run this?
Sure. Because you keep backing away.
I know. Well, I told you guys, there's no telling tonight. Hi, Troy.
Smiley's here.
Hi, Stacy. There she is. Whoop. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I've got to run down here. Who do we have we have Paul and we have Robbie as mods. And I know you guys are going to.
Yeah, Robbie's been taken care of.
Thank you. And I know Jack has already gone to bed. And Donald and Lisa, I really need to make you guys mods. If you're still in, Donald, is that fine? Let me see. Okay. Donald, y'all are mods now. So hopefully that's something you don't mind doing. I don't think you can ever have too many, especially if you do pop-up lives and things like that. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of how my week started out. Monty's is just normal working, and he misses all the fun that happens during the day around here. So anyway, yeah. I know there were questions and stuff.
I think you posted the building that we got for your.
Yep. Yeah, we posted where our
chicken Taj Mahal.
No, I don't think it's the Taj Mahal. Y'all know that our whole chicken coop redo is a work in progress.
I was gonna say unfolding, but
it is. It's kind of gone pretty good. We actually, even with the grandbabies here today, we were able to get a little bit done this afternoon anyway.
Yeah, I'll be sore tomorrow.
We had family come over and help with them, and it was good. But that's kind of why it was a whirlwind. We were trying to make some headway on that, which granted, Monty's the one that made all the headway. But
as Jack says, I was covered in man glitter today.
Oh, insulation.
Sawdust.
Oh, sawdust. Okay. I would rather be covered in sawdust than insulation. So
had that too.
I think I'm cut. Yeah.
This thing's going to be fully insulated, fully electrified, fully floored.
I don't know if it's fully insulated. We don't know if we're doing the ceiling yet.
I imagine it'll probably happen.
Yeah, but But we're also, though, we're kind of in a time crunch, just due to a bunch of different things that are coming up. And so I was telling him today, hi, Simply Jan. How are you? Oh, and Tracy with Our Kitchen with Tracy and Tim. Hi, Tracy and Tim. Yeah, but Robbie's saying it is a fancy coop. It will be fancier than anything that I could have ever dreamed of. But when you go on and you look on YouTube or wherever online at people's chicken coops that they build, there is some amazing coops out there. So I don't think
we're gonna be in coop and gardens.
I don't think so. It's just a nice functioning coop that you can separate different chicks out. You can have different chickens. Basically, it's a dual. You've got a couple of different coops in one building.
I'm gonna draw the line if she wants a split unit in there. I'm not putting heat and air out there.
No, but that's why we kind of went with the insulation. So I don't have to worry about, years past, I've always heated the coop a little bit. But I don't think I'm going to have to. And I haven't really used the heat lamps.
You're not going to have to.
Okay. Oh, what is this stream about? I have no idea. We're just updating.
We're winging it tonight.
Oh my. So it's just going to be a nice, clean. The main thing is there's not going to be any mice, and unless they come in and out their automatic doors, and then we'll catch them. But there's nowhere for mice and squirrels to get in there and take up residence like they did in the last one.
Yeah, I'm going to get my new air rifle. I'm going to get it sighted.
Careful.
I'm going to get it sighted in.
Okay.
So any of you squirrel lovers out there, you can come pick up all you
careful.
want.
Yeah. Well, there's not going to be a way for critters to get in there and make a home and be able to hide from us and live in the walls and the ceiling and all that. So it will be
Simply Jan, if you figure one of those out, let us know. We've got the roll away nesting boxes. They don't work.
Yeah, they don't really roll away because my chickens wouldn't lay in them unless they had a nice little cushion. And then they had a way of sticking their head under the lift up catch where the eggs collector was. They would stick under and break the egg and still eat. I had one egg eater, and she's not with us anymore. But she was good at getting those eggs out from under that little tray, and she would still break those eggs. So, yep. We love dogs. We do not like mice. The cartoon Tom and Jerry is pretty cute, but that's about all. So anyway, we are gonna. It will be fancy. It'll be fancier than anything I ever thought I would get, or build, or. But it'll be nice. But we just came from a totally infested mess, hot mess.
Go back and look at the video if you haven't. When I lift the floor up of that old coop.
Yeah.
That will tell you our infestation.
Yeah. But anyway, so.
But luckily, neither one of us came down with the hantavirus. So.
No, I know.
Surprisingly.
It was a little bit of a concern. I mean, it wasn't really, but it was like, I can see how people could come down with something like that or come down with respiratory illnesses. So thankfully it didn't go that far, but we'll be a little smarter about it, and there won't be a next time.
No.
There won't be a next time. So, but that is a work in progress.
If this doesn't work, it's a match and we're done with chickens.
It's going to work. It's going to work. Right now, they are in one of my bays, for our sheep and Rhodey. And so I told Monty, I said, we have to get the chickens in this new coop so I can have the other bay for my lambs. And I need those chickens out of there. So, and I got to rework that and clean it up and get that ready for some little lamb babies. And I don't know if Bet's going to have one or two, but this morning I posted the short on the little lamb. So, okay, so I am taking suggestions for names for a little ram lamb. I told Monty, I said, we might have to keep him. We might have to make him a wether so he can stick around and be a companion for, Bramble, the ram. And we'll see how long we can keep Bramble, because basically I will be able to breed him back to these two girls, Bet and Blee, this year, probably this late fall, probably November. And so we can breed him back to them, because unless I even then, I don't think my little, if I get a couple of little ewe lambs, or one, let's just go with one, let's just get them under, but they'll be too young to breed probably. But next year, when they breed, they will, we'll probably have to send him to another farm and bring in another ram. But we need a wether to stay with the ram when we don't have them, in with the girls. So that way they're not too lonely. They've got a buddy. And so that's what this little ram will probably do. He will be a little wether. So we'll name him. And it took a lot to get him here. So
yeah, and then in a year or so he'll join some buddies in freezer camp.
No, not if he's a wether. Not if he's, yeah, it depends. Hey, I was the one out there in the field helping bring him here. I'm not ready to just, no.
Then you ought to look forward to enjoying his lamb chops.
No, I don't know. So, crazy, we were mods when you first started doing lives, then we weren't. All is good. I know, Donald, I thought you were, but for some reason.
Maybe all this switching that you've done is.
What do you mean switching?
Probably.
You mean with Restream?
Yeah.
I don't think Restream should have had anything to do with that, but anyway. So I know. Well, Robbie, it's fancier than anything I've got around here too. This is the fanciest thing. I'm just hoping it will work out. It'll work out good. I know it will. I like the way my last coop was set up, and this is basically similar, only I'm just going to have a small little coop off to the side, not my main egg layers and stuff. My Rooster Frizzy Cosmo with my regular egg layers. They've got, their good amount of the building, the coop they're going to have. But I am having another coop set up over here for some frizzles that I hatched out, or the frizzle hens. They can't go with Frizzy Cosmo, so they've got their own coaching rooster that's going to be with them. But there's only like 5 of them, so like 5 or 6 will be over there, less than 10. So that'll be good. Oh, sorry. Don't mean to yawn, but whew. Those toddlers have taken it out of me. So let's see. And Donald and Lisa, we did not get to see what was happening on yours either.
I was there for a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
I had it on, but
Skip, good morning from Scotland. Nice. Good morning. It's evening here. Let's see. You were on there for a little bit on Donald and Lisa's.
yeah, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was too loud in here.
Yeah. It was. It was wild. So let's see. What do we have? I think this coming up week we're just going to really be. Oh yeah, can't see. I think this week.
Half your face.
I know. Sorry, guys. One of these days, we're getting closer. We're gonna go back to, the long, horizontal feed. We're not so crunched in here on vertical, but vertical's doing pretty good for us right now. So we'll keep it up till we reach certain goals that we're after, and but this week it's really we're kind of in this spell of we have to finish this major project, and maybe this week if we can just avoid some of the rain, and I don't want to complain about the rain because I know the Lord is giving us the rain and we need it. We will need it come July and August. But it is hard to get stuff done.
Hey, Tony.
With continual rain. Hi, Tony. Your hens hatch out chicks. Isn't that the most fun? I love it when I get a broody hen. I like to grab eggs and put them under her and let her just do all the work. Raise them.
Well, that one time you incubated them, and then you took the chicks and put them under a broody hen.
I've been able to do that once, I think twice, but it was a long time ago. But here recently, I had a hen that just kept wanting to go brood. There's Paul. And she.
Oh, I didn't know you posted it.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey,
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
I'm able to go in and put the little chick under. I would take the egg out or the golf ball or whatever I had her on, and I gave her some chicks, and she didn't know the difference. She raised those. She was happy, and that is the best way to hatch those little chicks. Do you have sound, Paul?
Yep.
We'll see if Paul has sound.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't. I can see your lips moving.
That's weird.
Anybody else hear Paul?
That's really weird.
Oh, I wish we could cancel it on these ends. Okay. Is everybody? That looks like Paul Case. Yeah. You got any sound, Paul?
Well, I can hear me.
We can't hear you.
We cannot hear you. Are you guys hearing us okay? Okay, Robbie can hear Paul. Money.
It says over there that everyone can see and hear me.
Does everybody hear us?
Interesting.
We're gonna check out. Okay, that's Jabra.
Okay.
Can you guys still hear us? Yes. Okay. Paul hears us.
I can hear me.
Yeah. Where's our speakers? Put this one over here. Okay, we're checking over here, guys.
Joy can hear me.
Okay,
Smiley
that's
can
all.
hear me.
21. That's good.
Robbie can hear me. Hi, Tony. How's Angie?
How about should I try to repost the link? Joy hears it. There's Stacy. Donald hears it. Wait a minute. What's that? Well, It's right there. That's the camera. That's
the mute. That's
Yeah.
it. It's muted.
it's
Here.
not. No.
Unmuted.
Woo! I got unmuted.
Everybody can hear you, Paul, but us. Is that weird?
Thank you.
Let's
I've known
see.
that I was weird for a long time.
Hide camera, keep audio. Hide camera, keep audio. Nope. Move. Yes. Nope.
Well, I guess everybody can carry on a conversation with Paul, and we'll just have to.
Okay. So he's going to go out and come back in. Let me repost our link, Paul. Let me repost the link. Let's post. Sorry, guys. Whoa, don't do that. Back. I don't know why that did that. Oops.
Okay, the thing back. He's.
Back. Back.
Well, no.
That's because I wasn't
What the
talking.
heck?
I wasn't talking. That's why you couldn't hear me.
Oh, now I'm. There we go.
They still can't hear me.
Okay. Is everything good? Here, go back to chat. We need to keep up. I'm trying to just get.
I did.
No,
I hit the mute
mute.
button and unhit it.
It's not. It's not
No.
muted.
It's not muted. Oh, Donald, I know. If there is something out there that
Tina. Hi, Smiley. Hi, Money Pit. There's an incredible buzzing on my end now, and I can't hear them at all. It's working great. Really. I'm going to have trouble telling my story if we're all talking at the same time. I don't know what they did.
Connect microphone. Let us know if you hear sound. Okay, no sound.
Well, that was before we did that.
Okay, so go back to here. Go back to settings because we unplugged the Jabra. So we need to go to audio.
It's showing that we're there.
Okay, so go back. Okay, no. Okay, Tony, do you hear us okay? We're back.
Okay.
Okay. And now Paul kicked out, right? We took our speaker that we had, we took that off. So we lost Paul in that. Okay. I don't know what happened there. What?
And Paul had a story.
Oh, yes. Smiley, are you hearing a buzz right now with us still? Or is the sound okay? Okay, Scotty.
Said no buzz.
Okay. Well, thank you. I wonder if there's something going on with that Jabra and it didn't charge.
I don't know.
We'll have to figure that out. I think the last time we had a speaker issue, it was our speaker that just didn't charge up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know where we were and all of that, but okay, Paul, are you still there? Because we could try it again, but he did say he thought, well, could it be his?
I don't think it was his.
I don't think it was his either.
Because everybody else could hear him.
Yeah. But we came on. There was no problem until we went to, we loaded him in. So, too weird. Okay.
Okay. She's saying so.
No buzz at all. Good. Okay. Well, we use the external speaker and it's always worked really well, but okay.
All right. There we go.
We'll try it now.
Are you there? Nope.
Oh my.
Let me try that again.
Yes.
I knew I'd get you.
You were doing all this all the time, weren't you? You were just
No. Everything was going haywire a while ago.
Oh man, we unplugged our little external speaker that we use. Yay! Okay, sorry guys.
It was probably all my fault. Sometimes whenever I talk, people zone out.
Oh no, I'm sure they are doing that tonight because we're just beat. Let's see. Oh, if I can.
We're just muddling along.
I know. I feel like my brain is mush. It's just been that kind of day, kind of night, weekend, really.
Yeah. Oh, I have to give a special shout out to my buddy down in Louisiana. Gave me a hat, told me I had to wear it on my videos. So
and what's it say? Because
Derek.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Well, I don't get any kickbacks, but if they wanted to sponsor me, I would take it,
That was
Me as well, Paul.
Yeah.
hard to
That's
see
what I'm
with the light.
saying.
He's back to his Whataburger cup.
Mhm. Oh, my wife has been at it again. Let me go see if I can kife one of her most recent ones.
Oh my. I wrote that down. When Paul talks, yeah, Tony's saying when Paul talks, we listen.
Oh, yeah. Some people listen with their eyes closed.
Yeah. Oh. Thanks, guys, for hanging in with us with
Unboxing.
that. Ooh.
Unwrapping.
The bad part is I had to put all this back in here. For Father's Day, the dads at my church are going to get one of these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They are right-handed or left-handed.
Oh my. Now what's it say on it? Is it your church name?
Yep, Exciting Southeast Baptist Church.
Oh, cool.
And this logo is printed in the middle of the floor in our gymnasium.
Oh, nice. And
So,
Anita does all of that, huh?
yep. And I'm not sure. Cost on these cups vary with what she can get.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't always get the same cost on, but this is a metal cup. It's not ceramic. You won't
Those
drop
are
it.
good.
And has a nice lid that I would probably lose. How much were these? These were
Uh-oh, Kelly with Rebel at Heart is saying, "Where is mine, Paul?" Hi, Kelly. How are you guys?
that's the Father's Day gift. If
Nice.
there are, it'll be kind of like that Man Up hoodie. If there is girls wearing a Man Up hoodie, you know they pushed their man around and he gave up.
Relax for a bit. Hey, how are y'all? We're good. Let's see. Well, those are good. Anita does good work.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mickey sent us a new sketch that he did, and
Yep.
I think we need to get it. I want it in a t-shirt at least.
You do? Okay. Oh, yeah. He did some art. What do they call it? Fan art. And so he sent that. Very nice. He's so good. I meant my Brahms. That's what Kelly's saying.
Oh, well, you need to know something about this. That's more than a day old. I just been reusing the cup.
Oh, we had our grandbabies here this weekend, y'all know, and I just we had, was it today? Was it this morning? Yeah, this morning there were storms kind of coming through, left over from last night. And I'd kicked on the computer channel. It's channel 9 here in the central Oklahoma. And there's always a banner at the bottom. You know, it's a sponsor advertisement, Brahms. And we were saying, oh, good, the little rainstorm, you know, the rainstorm is missing us. It's just going, you know, south of us. And our little 4-year-old, he's like, Papa, the storm's going to Brahms. It was just adorable because the Brahms logo was at the bottom. He's like, it's going to Brahms.
I try not to tell stories, and I just told one.
Yeah.
I've had a long day, apparently. I got this morning.
Okay.
I teach the youth Sunday school class at my church. And on the first Sunday of the month, we go to Brahms, which is only about 4 miles from church, and eat breakfast while I teach Sunday school.
Ah.
Don't you wish you had a cool teacher like me?
I did.
A Brahms that was only 4 miles from your church.
Yeah.
Yep. Anita said on these cups, they're $12 a piece, printed with your logo on that cup. So they're a little more reasonable than the tumblers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, remember that. No, have to.
She done some ceramic mugs for Greg Duncan, and they turned out really good, but they're pretty breakable, you know. And those were cheaper than that to buy the mug. The ceramic mug was cheaper. So.
Oh.
Food for thought.
Yeah. Well, she's got Anita's contact info now, so she'll get a hold of her.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just have to find it where I left it. I'll find my brain tomorrow.
Not on a Monday. It don't happen like that around here.
Oh, we're not usually in such a fog on the weekend, but this is a exhaustion induced.
Yeah. Jan's going out to put her chickens up. We got to do that when we get done.
Oh, I know. Yep, have to put the chickens up. Well, I have little ones, and now they don't like to go in because they're getting bigger, and I think they're tiny crowded, and they
For large
fowl cochins.
Yeah, they're
And
big.
they are a lot larger than I thought they were going to be. I just didn't want the bantams. I didn't want the little bitty things
That fly out of
the coops.
Fences.
And yeah.
How
Nope.
much rain did you all get last weekend? They had been predicting us to get like 4 to 8 inches. And right here at home, we only got 3 1/10, I think, last weekend.
Well, that's
the last 7 days is 1.61.
Yeah. It just dropped off because Friday it was like 4 inches, but yeah, since it's been going around us the last couple of days, and so I have our weather station set on the past 7 days. So
we had a 3/10 of an inch overnight last night.
Yeah, I think Mom said we got like almost an inch last night.
Really?
But yeah, it seems like it's raining almost every night or in the morning.
Yeah.
And so it's
the ground is waterlogged.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just I'm ready for I know it's just going to be a month or so down the road. We're going to be like, no, we need rain. We need rain.
Yeah.
But this is just every day. It seems like that we have more rain coming in, and it seems like we get about a half an inch or more every time it rains right now. Whoop.
Thanks, Robbie.
Thank you, Robbie.
Sorry, I had my sound on weird, and I was trying to get rid of that, and he beat me to it.
Yeah.
Beat me to it.
Oh. Okay. Making sure mine's not on. Okay. Oh, there we go. So that's just kind of what we've been up to. I don't know what next week will hold, but it should be quieter.
Yeah.
We don't have any lambs due. Oh, but I thought about y'all last week talking about Johnny was talking about pulling that calf. And I think you were on there, Paul. And it was like there I had to pull that lamb, and but I was not willing to lose her. I really thought that after talking with the vet student, who our vet was just no help. I was just I was so beside myself. I just thought, you've been with a vet they're a country vet, they're a livestock veterinarian, and you've gone to them for over 10 years. So you would think they could carve out a little time for you during the day to take a phone call and, give some help with an emergency situation. But
well, I could impart some knowledge to you that might help you in the future.
Yeah.
On cattle, they use a puller with a chain and a cable and a winch. Mm-hmm. And you don't need all that stuff. We use hay string.
Yeah.
And if you break the hay string, you were pulling hard enough, you was going to hurt the cow.
Yeah.
Okay? And the other thing is, I put this in the chat, but it was in the midst of a bunch of trolls. You probably missed it. You got to use constant pressure, because the inside of that ewe or that cow or that horse or whatever is having, by the way, the technical term for that is dystocia, and it just means trouble giving birth. Mm-hmm. When they're having that, they haven't expanded enough to let it through. And if you just use constant pressure, I've seen people like hook those chains onto a calf or something and jerk on it thinking it's just going to slide right out. Mm-hmm. And you got to give time for that inside of that animal to relax and and get big enough for that baby to come through there. I'm
Yeah.
not a horse doctor or nothing like that, but I've helped quite a few calves get into this world. The bad part is I've helped way more cows have a dead calf.
Yeah.
Because when you run as many cattle as I've had in the past and they're so far apart, you can't be everywhere all at the same time.
Yeah.
And, but I'm kind of like you, trying to get a veterinarian to come and help you in a situation like that. I don't know about time on the phone, but last time I called one, he came out and witnessed the cow's death and said that would be $90, please.
Wow.
It's kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, yeah.
Thankfully, our daughter was able to. It was actually her sister's friend who was in vet school at OSU, and she called her and she was like, "Hey, I just whatever you need." And she was. I asked her. I said, "There's no progress being made," and she was 2 hours into this, and everything that I could find and pull up that I had already researched was that an hour in for a ewe, it is long. And so, but one of my questions was that ram running her earlier in the day, could that have triggered her to go into labor and she wasn't quite ready? I didn't, it was just like that lamb,
I don't know. I've had cows before that will come into heat 48 hours before they give birth. And that seems really weird, and it is. But it's just kind of a normal thing that some of them do. But I never have a bull in with them when they're giving birth to calves. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, we were going day by day, not realizing, okay, how far is she? We didn't separate her off because I didn't want to stress her out, because they seem to be stressed when her and Bet, are apart. And so, and we're just kind of going day by day. And it's like, I'm out there with them all the time.
Yeah.
I thought I could get her separated off, and that was just, now we know. Well, I've already told Monty, it's like, okay, we have X number of weeks before Bet should be, lambing, and we're already going to just have Bramble, the ram, moved out.
There is a lady named Sandy Brock, and that's her channel name on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You would not believe how many sheep she has, and she's up in Canada. They've got a big hoop building that they keep them all in, and she has an insane amount of sheep that she hauls all their feed to them. I don't believe they're ever out on pasture, and
Wow.
she uses all them things out, and I think if she was here, she'd say this about the whole deal: the only people that don't lose them ain't got them.
I remembered you saying that specifically, and
Yeah,
I thought we had probably already lost the calf, and because we were hesitating, when do you step in and intervene? And I just did not want to lose Bet or Blee, my little ewe, and I asked the vet student too, or my daughter was doing all the talking. She was the one relaying between us, and it was like, what, I could not hold on to the calf, or not the calf, the little lamb, and it just was not making any headway, and I couldn't get a good hold. I could not hold on to it, and I asked her about tying string on that, on the little hooves and stuff, and she said that was just a last resort. So
calves, it very seldom hurts calf, and you can get it back behind the knuckle on their wrist, kind of, and it'll hold on. We just put a loop around them then, and I'll tell you what I do a lot of the time, especially if the cow's down. You don't want to do this with a cow that is not restrained, because it can end badly. But I'll make the whole string one piece, and I run it around the back of me to where I can lean into it just a little bit. and that's not nearly as hard on a person as pulling on one. But
Mhm.
if the cow's not restrained, when you've got that wrapped around the back of you, kind of, she could get up and run
Mhm.
off, and you'd have to run as fast as she did. And
Oh,
so,
not good.
not good. No,
Not
not
good.
good. Rainy Ridge asked if I'd found any hay string. I've been looking for red and white round baler twine plastic. We've used it for years. The outfit we bought it from, our local co-op, said they're not going to have any of it this year. We've found some of it. Well, actually, Eric found me some at a place not far from where they're at, which is an hour away from me, but they want $50 a box for it, which is a little steep. It just kind of looks like I'm going to have to use something that's only one color. And it looks like that shouldn't be a problem, except it's hard to see something that's one color moving. And you have to know that string's moving when you're trying to put it on the bale. You can't see the bale very good inside the baler. And my baler does not have any device on it to show you that the string's moving. So I may have to make something for that. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah. The difference is you can get the one color string for $30. And Eric said there's only 3 boxes of the 2 colored string for 50, but a box of string only wraps between 50 and 60 bales. And I'll have to have 6 boxes to do mine and probably 7 or 8 boxes to do Scott's. It's kind of one of those, well, that ain't much. And then that could be quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think we used 14 boxes last year.
goodness. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah, Sandy Brock. It seems like I have heard of her or I've come across her channel, but I wrote it down because I want to go back over. And then I've watched a lot of Lanessa Farms with Tim. I can't remember his last name, but he does sheep and goats, and I've learned a lot from just watching some channels like that are, you can almost type in your question or your topic, and you can find their videos on it. And so that's what I'll do. But yeah, I learned a lot last week, experienced a lot. And you just do it because I wasn't willing to lose them. I think, and even, I was getting the confirmation from the vet student, giving her all the details and this and that. And she's like, yep, if you reach the point where they've exhausted themselves to the point where they can't even push, you've gone, you're in trouble.
Yep.
So they're both in trouble. And when she started not being able to have the strength to get back up, and she was stumbling, because up and down, and she was having a hard time getting her front feet back out from under her. It was like, okay, we're getting real close to her having a real issue. So, and it just still took a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're over.
Are we over time? Oh
Yes.
my, we are.
We sure are, and I haven't even told a story
You
yet.
haven't even told a story.
Yeah.
You got one?
I felt pretty beat up yesterday, and the day before I've been spraying pasture. And just to prove my own stupidity, I was hurrying around yesterday trying to get that done because I had other stuff to do in the afternoon. I went to crawl up in my tractor, and I put my arm on the fender, which is not too out of the normal, but apparently I didn't pay any attention. And there was a red wasp laying there on that fender, and he just lit me up.
Oh,
No. And then I got to thinking, yeah, I believe I'll just go spray this load of stuff off. And by the time it was over, I thought, that was kind of stupid. I should have went inside and took a Benadryl or something. I could have had a reaction to that. And then I thought, nope, spray and bulldoze ground is the perfect place to go when you let yourself get stung by a wasp. How dumb I am, friend. My dad told me years ago, he said, some of this ground and these newer tractors that I'm talking newer tractors like a 1975 model. He said, you really need to wear a football helmet so you don't hit your head on both sides when you drop off in a hole and then come back up out of it.
Oh my gosh. Gee.
Yep. Hey, you guys have a great week, and we will see you when we see you.
Okay,
All
y'all
right.
too. You too. Night, Paul. Thanks.
Yes, Jen, she was a first time mama.
She was a first time mama, and so is the next one. And Bet looks to be. She is bigger. She always has been bigger than Blee. So I'm hoping. And I'm also worried. I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I overfed her a little bit on grain early on in her pregnancy. So I'm kind of cutting back slightly because now I'm concerned that did I cause this big baby, because he's big. Our daughter, she sent a picture to the vets, that was helping us, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's a big baby. That's a big boy." So that's because at one point I had my hands around his chest. We just hadn't delivered the back half of his body, and that's how that's how difficult it was for her. So anyway, but they're both doing great now. So thankfully we got mama and baby, and they're doing wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Donald and Lisa, thank you. I know it was kind of a weird one tonight, and then having issues with the sound, and Eric and Tina, thanks for joining in. Hi, Beth. We're just getting ready to sign off. And Kelly, you guys have a great week. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. And let's all go get some rest. And
I'm ready.
Let's have a good week this week. So we will see you guys next week. Take care.
All right. See y'all.
Bye. There we go.